Well, hello and welcome to Third and Long. Isn't it great to hear the tunes of Russell Brown and Electric Mary with Let Me Out? We're on the Australia's new podcast series, providing you 360-degree access, all areas past to all things NFL with an Aussie twist, and aren't our Aussie boys doing a great job at the moment? Third and Long is brought to you by Little Birdie TV and topsport.com.au. And a big warm welcome, or I should say, condolences to Paige Cardona. How are you, Paige?
I've been better, Corey. Thanks. Shocking week for the 49ers. So first loss of the season. It's a hard one to take on the chin, but we move forward.
Yes, you never give the great man. He's a very, very bad man, that Aaron Rodgers, isn't he? And speaking of bad men, that's a great segue into welcome to Mark Goodwill. Marco, how you going?
That's a rough start, Corey. I thought a better intro than that from you. Going well, mate.
Going good as can be with the Patriots, and if we could stop your Mac Jones turning over the ball.
Yeah, he should start throwing it to his own teammates. It always helps in this game. There's going to be teething issues. They were never going to come in and shoot the lights out, so you just got to see improvement. We'll discuss the rookie quarterbacks and how they're faring so far shortly.
We will. There's a few for all the talk. I think, that it does deserve a deeper discussion, and later we'll be joined by Toprope for all things betting NFL with this segment to the house. And by the way, you two, you want to pull your finger out in that regard. And Paige, it's been a big week in football with after 3 rounds of the NFL season. Take us away.
Well, boys, the biggest takeout from week 3 of the NFL season undoubtedly is the Rams. I think it's fair to say we can probably assume that they are definitely the real deal. Matt Stafford, well, he's enjoying life in LA and scorching defenses in an offense perfectly tailored to his skills, I think. And the Rams QB is uncorked a bevy of deep shorts, puncturing a shaky Tampa secondary in week 3. And it was very un-Tampa Bay-like, I thought. And, really that kill shot came on the first drive of the third quarter when Stafford heaved that massive bomb to a still fast Deshaun Jackson, who skipped in for a 75-yard touchdown, if you don't mind, and blew the game open. But, Corey, I'm pretty keen to get your thoughts on this one. This was a huge matchup. We dissected it last week, and you're coming in and to see the way that the Rams played, well, it really was something else, wasn't it?
It was, and it was probably what we've all been talking about with Matt Stafford. How is he going to perform on the big stage? Packed house over in LA. Doesn't get any bigger. And look, he stood up to the plate. And Paige, if there's one thing for all the Rams fans out there, just please stay off them, because every team that you've actually jumped on, you've managed to be the kiss of death. So all those Ram fans out there, just keep Paige away from him and you'll be in good shape.
But thank you so much for that lovely, lovely vote of confidence, Corey. You're right, though. I have been the kiss of death. But Marco, Stafford's ability to gun the ball all over the field has just opened up so many options for Sean McVay's offense in ways we probably haven't seen before. But it's their defense that was really phenomenal against the Bucs, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we always knew they had a good defense coming in, obviously led by 99 in the middle there, Donald, and he was able to pressure Brady plenty. But it's been their offense that is obviously the talk at the moment, and their defense has just remained solid and pretty much done their job to date.
Yeah, Stafford and Cooper Kupp, I think that's going to be a connection we're going to see plenty of in week 4 and the rest of the season. But on the other side of the card, you would hate to be a Chicago Bears fan after week 3. This was definitely the nightmare the Bears coach, Matt Nagy, feared when insisting that Andy Dalton was going to be the starting QB to open the season. And, of course, the jungle drums were beating. The fans got what they wanted. They saw Justin Fields start in week 3. And, Corey, nobody could have imagined that this would be the start to Justin Fields' career like what happened on the weekend.
Yeah, it's fair to say he didn't have a really good day, and who would have thought all those fans in Chicago when they wanted Justin Fields to start? Well, as the Pussycats dolls would say, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And they got it, and he was sacked 9 times. So it's look, quite interesting that. Did you like that one?
That was a lot. That was a long bow.
What's quite interesting is your music choice. You can tell you've got young daughters, mate. But go on, please tell us more.
No, look, it was a real baptism by fire, and look, and I know we're going to deep dive into it a little bit later, but yeah, all these young quarterbacks, they're learning that you're in the big time now, and I mean, a lot of them, who's got the resilience to be able to see it through.
Marco, the Bears totaled just 47 yards, and that included only one net passing yard. It was pretty poor coaching by Matt Nagy. He didn't really do much to help Justin Fields, and there were certainly questions being raised. Where were the pockets moved? Why weren't they using Fields' mobility? We know he's a run and gun type of QB, loves to use his legs. There didn't seem to be much creative design on the runs or pass plays or schemes to really get the receivers open. Do you think Matt Nagy now is under fire? Do you think he should be worried about his job?
Jeez, you're getting into him early, Paige. Only week.
Well, we're here to cast the big questions, Marco.
Oh no, it's week 3, so you got to let him get in and get his feet a bit. I think it's the game just looks like it's moving too quick from him. Obviously, against Garrett coming after you all the time, he felt the pressure and he wasn't supported by an offensive line either. And the scoreboard got away from him as well. So, I mean, I know he's sacked 9 times didn't help the situation, but it's a big call. You saying you don't want to be a Bears fan after week 3. You haven't want to be a Bears fan for 40 years.
Well, you know what? What you would want to be, though, however, in 2021, would be a kicker. And Corey, I think we can probably lean on you here from your AFL experience. Having the ball in your hands just near full-time or after the siren to put your team in front to get the win. Nothing better than being a kicker at the moment. We've seen so many games decided by points close to full-time or just after. How are you rating the kicker position in 2021?
Yeah, I think you're using the wrong choice of words about you'd love to be a kicker, because there are so many game-defining kicks that are on the line at the moment, and none better than Justin Tucker, who probably cemented himself as easily the best kicker in the NFL, but a 66-yard kick, which is probably, in the old language, what is it, Marco? Probably about at least 50 metres, and it was an amazing kick to win the game. I don't know, as we said, we know that the quarterbacks are the most important, but in 2021, as you said, the kickers are proving to be amazingly valuable.
Marco, just touching there on what Corey said, Tucker, 60 yards or more, he has been 100% from. You can't buy that type of reliability in this game, can you?
No, and they got a bit lucky in that game, Paige. I think if you, I've seen the footage there where they probably shouldn't have got there should have been a penalty against him, which would have taken him out of range. So, not that he had a bit of luck kicking obviously breaking the NFL record, but maybe they shouldn't have had the winning kick even, allowed really there. But anyway, he did the job, and unbelievable win. Even the quarterback's reaction there was priceless. I don't think he backed him in fully either.
Well, speaking about backing someone in, Derek Carr, well, he has to be in MVP calculations 3 games into the season. He was 14 down in the first quarter, he and the Raiders, and Carr, was able to rally the troops, get the offense settled in, and the Raiders then reeled off 25 straight points, spearheaded by Derek Carr himself. Corey, 26 of 43 passes for 386 yards, 2 touchdowns. Derek Carr, he's proving a few doubters wrong, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And look, as you and I mentioned off air, a lot of these games could have gone either way for the Raiders thus far. But look, he's compiling a great season. It's only week 3. Mind you, the last time I think they were 3-0 Paige, they managed to go to the Super Bowl. So it's an interesting time for them, but they've just got to keep getting wins in the bank this time of year.
Marco, Derek Carr, he's got plenty of options, hasn't he? He had 9 different pass catches on the weekend. Do you think that there's maybe a little bit more to the Raiders than perhaps what we gave them credit for coming into the season?
Yeah, definitely. They were, early rankings that you can go for is their season wins was only posted at 8 pre-season, so they're already 3-0. I'm just going to call the Jets on the Raiders at the moment. I know they've beaten some good opposition, and the comeback against Miami was brilliant. But I'm looking forward to this week against the Chargers, and I think if they can get over the Chargers this week, then I think your title might get a rerun.
Well, just touching on one of your stats there, Corey, in addition to that, with wins now against the Ravens, Steelers, and the Dolphins, the Raiders have become the very first team in NFL history to win their first 3 games against opponents that in a previous season had won 10 or more in that season. So it's a pretty handy stat there for the Raiders. But as you said, Marco, the measuring stick will be this week. But on another note, not so great for me, but great for Packers fans. Well, they're going to be absolutely fine, I think. They had a miserable week 1 loss. Aaron Rodgers was the worst ranked and rated QB after week 1, which I don't think we'd ever have heard that. And then, look, there were doubters aplenty. The Packers have now, they've won 2 in a row, highlighted by Sunday night's comeback when the Niners hit the front very late in the game. Corey, I know you've got plenty to say about A-Rod. He had a pretty phenomenal game. Vintage, you'd say.
Well, look, yeah, it was, I think we picked it to a large degree that going into round 1 of the season, we didn't know how that was going to evolve, and they duly went out and they really got spanked by the Saints week 1. It was an absolute shellacking, and then you just knew, everyone seems to forget, it's the reigning MVP. You get back into training, you really galvanise the troops, and then the last 2 weeks, well, all's fine. But it was 37 seconds to go on the clock and no timeouts. I've seen Aaron Rodgers do it way, way too many times. And unfortunately, Paige, for your 49ers, that you just found a way to get the ball down the field. It's I know that you were not the beneficiary of some good luck this time, but I tell you what, to watch players do that at the elite level is something to behold.
Look, you're not wrong, Corey. He put in a pretty solid performance, but Marco, even with a couple of sideline players, the Packers just brought the pressure. They kept bringing it all night and really ended up getting to Jimmy G and the 49ers in the end, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. The Packers, they were poor first round, and whether that had to do with Aaron Rodgers and his off-season, but they've quickly found a gear now. People forget they were second and third favourites for the Super Bowl going in. And now, just highlights, that's a massive win for them in the scheme of things going forward, beating the 49ers on their home deck, especially the way they did. And, helps having a wide receiver like Adams. That catch that opened up the field goal was some effort, not just the throw, but the catch was awesome.
And Mason Crosby, another kicker who gets the chocolates, the game-winning score there for him. So pretty well done there to Mason Crosby and begrudgingly the Packers. But we move on, and the rookie QBs, boys, they have been, unfortunately, they've been off to a pretty ugly start. Now, this rookie QB class received a lot of hype heading into the 2021 season, and arguably this is the most highly rated and touted class of QBs coming in that were considered to be not only match hardened, but NFL ready to start for the teams that they were selected to as well. This season, however, we're only 3 weeks in and we're coming up to the 4th, and already we're seeing that rookie QBs are combined 1-10 this season. Only reason they even have 1 win is because 2 of them have already faced each other in week 2, which was Mac Jones v. Zach Wilson. In week 3, they went 0-5 if we count Davis Mills. And you mentioned earlier as well, Marco, the rookie QBs are 0-7 against the spread of non-rookie QBs so far in 2021. It's a damning stat. But Marco, I really want to ask you about the number 1 pick, Trevor Lawrence. He's just struggled early on, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's not a good stat, is it? They're not getting close to the line either as well in the early stages. They're not good reading, and I think it's got a lot to do with the higher profile quarterbacks that get picked up in the draft obviously go to the poorer sides from the year before, so they've got internal issues already. And from Lawrence's point of view, he's just got too much pressure on him. He's got no protection on the line, and obviously he's trying to carry his team because he's got pressure on him and stuff like that. So, he's going to try and make plays. And with these rookie quarterbacks under a different kind of pressure, they're going to turn the ball over, and we're seeing that early. So, I think once they find a groove, and Fields will be the same, I think they'll come along. Mac Jones is another one. They're throwing plenty of the ball as well. But yeah, a couple of poor losses in the last 2 weeks for Lawrence's team.
Well, his final stats were 22 of 34 for 219 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 intercepts, one of which ended up being a pick six. After the Jags got a little bit cute on a play there in the second half. Corey, Justin Fields and the Bears, I know we spoke about them a little bit earlier, but Fields' start for the Bears, it was an unmitigated disaster.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't think Matt Nagy did him any favours. He was, instead of trying to tailor around his skill set, he run with some things that probably suited Andy Dalton. And as you can imagine, it turned into an unqualified disaster. And, yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting time. Like, you can see why a lot of the coaches still like to have these experienced heads there and just to watch these guys try and learn their trade because, yeah, just interesting times. It's going to really test their resilience and also a fan base that's pretty impatient. And as we said, they got what they wished for. Now they just got to stick by them and see what evolves.
Well, in the 26-6 loss to Cleveland that Fields was sacked 9 times in, his final stats read 6 of 20 for 68 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 intercepts, and 1 net yard, as we spoke about earlier. But Marco, over to your boys at New England.
Jeez.
New England.
Interesting
Mac
accent.
Jones. It is, isn't it? We'll figure that one out later. But Mac Jones, he struggled against the Saints, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's thrown the ball 51 times, which I don't think's helping him as well. The run game hasn't been there to support him. He's got the same issues as well. I think there's more pressure on Mac Jones actually going into this season. The New England Patriots are expected around that 10-win mark for the season, so they're a long way off it at the moment. I know he's got the only win of the quarterback rookies at the moment, but geez, it doesn't get any easier this week when they've got the great man Tom Brady coming in with the Bucs off a loss. This is a real test for Mac Jones when all eyes will be on him in prime time. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes this week, Paige.
He's 30 of 51 for 270 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 intercepts, and a pick 6, unfortunately. It's never a good time for a QB. But Corey, Zach Wilson and the Jets, they had a pretty ugly outing against the Broncos, didn't they?
Yeah, it's turning into the graveyard position, I would say, being a quarterback for the New York Jets. And, they got shut out in the 26-0 loss against Denver, which was probably to be expected, but probably not to lose the way they did. He was sacked 5 times. And look, another one. Look, out of all the guys we've mentioned thus far, I think Zach Wilson, for mine, could be the one that seems less likely to go on with it. But again, time will tell, and I could be wrong.
That's it this week for Front Page News. Coming up next, we're taking it to the house with Toprope for this week's betting.
Welcome back. Time now for To The House, brought to you by topsport.com.au. Family owned and operated for 35 years. Bet with a bookie you can trust. Bet with topsport.com.au. And Marco, take it away.
Thanks, Corey. Okay, time for To The House. Going to bring in our main man here, Toprope Tedeschi. How are you, Toprope?
Oh, mate, I'm wonderful. Hello, team. Just an absolute treat to be part of such a professional podcast and a professional organisation.
I feel like that's a bit of a wind-up there, Toprope. What was... Week 3's in the bin. What was the main highlight, Toprope, for you over week 3?
Well, the main low light was the Niners going down to somewhere Aaron Rodgers Bridge at the end. The absolute highlight, absolutely unquestionably, Justin Tucker's 66-yard field goal. It does not get any better than that. It was to have 2 all-time players on the weekend, that 66-yard field goal and a 68-yard attempted return for a 109-yard touchdown. Doesn't get any better than that, does it, Marco?
NFL's been awesome so far. I love the first 3 weeks. Okay, we'll quickly go through a few wrap-ups. The NFL bookie wrap first with week 3. We can see there that 9 favourites won for the week. We had 7 of those cover. Very low scoring week overall there. Top rope, only 5 over totals, and you can see the season's up to date. The favourites are running pretty low at the moment. The line's unbelievable at only 38%, and the totals are definitely shading the unders to week 3 at 42%. We'll move on to the house results from Top Rope for week 3. He had 5 main bets there. As you can see, he's gone 3-2 for the week. It gives him an 11-5 overall for the 3 weeks there. His winners there were Cincinnati at the plus, the Chargers at the plus, and the Tampa Bay over, and he missed on Indy and Philly. Okay. Time to, we've got 8 matches, 8 live TV matches this week to discuss, so we've got a big card to get through. We'll kick off with the Jaguars at the Bengals on Friday, 10:20 a.m. This match is live on ESPN. Top rope, we've currently got the Bengals, $1.28 the win, line of 7.5 and a total of 46 flat. Both pre-seasons were rated around the 6 wins, but we've got teams going in opposite directions at the moment. How do you see this panning out?
Yeah, look, another classic Thursday night football game that no one cares about. So big thanks to the schedule makers there. Those numbers you read it earlier have been an absolute delight, kid, for unders and plus punters. So I'm going to stick with one of those angles. Going to go the under in this one, under 46. Would have been bet up from 45.5. But the Jags, they're 12-4 under against winning teams, 5-2 under off a loss. The Bengals 7-2. Under off allowing less than 15. You know, you got Joe Burrow here, you can throw it. Lawrence has struggled. If you're going to have a bet here, you've probably got to go the minus. Look, laying 7.5 with Cincinnati is fraught with danger, but rookie QBs against non-rookies this year, 0-7 against the spread. So pretty key angle there. But lean towards the under. But look, like most Thursday night games, not one to get too involved.
Okay, slow start there for Top Rope. Corey, got anything to add on this game?
Oh, guys, come on. Let's get more up and about. We've got football on a Friday. We can't complain, even though we got 2 Formula 1 draft picks in Lawrence and Burrow. Look, I think in this one, I agree with Top Rope. I think Cincinnati will get the job done in this one. But, yeah, look, pressure on both these guys, but I think Cincinnati will get it done. Okay, the minus there for Corey. We move on to match 2 here for the week. Our early Monday games at 4 a.m., kicking off here on 7 Mate. We've got Carolina at Dallas. The Dallas are favourite at the moment at -5 flat, and the total is at 50.5. We've got a few key injuries to the Panthers here. Top rope, McCaffrey at running back, the main one. Tough road trip to Dallas, but Dallas are off a short week. How do you line this one up?
Yeah, one of the better bets of the week, Carolina at the plus here. The Cowboys, they've covered 23 of their last 70 as a road favourite. As a home favourite, covered 4 of their last 15 against a winning team. 1 of their last 9 of scoring 30 plus. They're in a big take on the spot here. Carolina just the team to do it. 9-2 against the spread as a dog. 8-0 against the spread on the road. 7-1 against the spread on turf. What I am liking about Carolina is that their success is very much built on their defence, not on their offence. Yep, McCaffrey's missing is going to hurt somewhat, but yeah, Chuba Hubbard is a handy replacement in there. I think the Panthers are excellent value. I think they'll win this off the stick. The +5 is a great bet.
Geez, good value there for Top Rope. Interesting that he brings up the defence. It's second defence of Carolina against the 6th offensive Dallas. Corey, do you agree with Top Rope, or you got a different opinion?
No, I think the Cowboys will continue to keep rolling, and especially being at AT&T Stadium. Yeah, I know it's a short week, but they seem like they really got the balance well and truly right against the Eagles between running the ball and throwing the ball. And Dak Prescott having a great year along with Matt Stafford and Derek Carr. Wouldn't say they're right in the MVP talk just yet, but I think the Cowboys will get this one done.
Okay, very good. Next match, we've got the Browns travelling to Minnesota here, Top Rope. We've got the current betting there. The Browns are favourite at -2 flat, totals at 51.5. Both teams with expectations of making the playoffs. The Vikings not favourite at home, Top Rope. How do you see this one?
Yeah, great spot for the Vikings. Covered 20 of their last 27 as a home dog. 14 of their last 18 at home against winning road teams. Mike Zimmer has a massive plus 38.6% ROI outside of the division. Cleveland, they've covered just one of their last 8 as a road favourite. I was not that impressed with them against the Bears last week. And again, they should have won handily. Their offense didn't really click. I think the Vikings are a tremendous bet here. +2. Thank you very much.
Like your work there, Top Rope. Corey, got an opinion on this game? Going with Top Rope or something different?
I'll tell you what, this one's very hard to pick. And isn't it great we get a little bit of a sleep in Top Rope on Monday morning? We can get up at 3:58 a.m. instead of 2:58.
It's exactly what we need. It's exactly what we need, Corey.
It's a sleep in, but no, look, this one's incredibly hard to pick, as evidenced by the line as well. But I do like the Browns, and I do like what they're doing at the moment. They've got a great balance with everything that they're doing, and these are the ones they've got to go in and win games like this. Minnesota, unfortunately, I think they could end up losing another close game.
Yeah, they've been in some close ones so far this year, so looking forward to that one. The next match we've got is Kansas City travel to Philadelphia. There's very strong favourites here. The Chiefs are favourite at -7.5 on the line, a highest total here at 54.5. The preseason favourites here, Top Rope, under enormous pressure. They wouldn't want to drop this one in Philly. How do you see it?
Look, there's a big angle here at play, making the Eagles one of the another one of the two big games. A lot of big bets in this one. Home underdogs are 7+, 38 and 21 against the spread across the last 5 seasons. So, got to lean towards the Eagles at the start here, getting the big number at home. Covered 6 of 9 off a non-cover. Covered 5 of their last 6 as a home dog. Kansas City, wow. I can't recall a more overrated team by the market. I love watching the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are a very good side, but 2-11 against the spread as a favourite, 1-5 against the spread as a road favourite, 0-5 against the spread against a losing team. Andy Reid was in hospital after the game last week. Yeah, I think Philadelphia, even on the short week, I think looking at the recency bias and how bad Philly were on Monday night, I think we should be betting on the Eagles plus.
Yeah, like that, Top Rope. Corey, Kansas City at the moment had the 32nd, the worst ranked defense in the competition. Are you with or against them this week?
I'll tell you what, if there's a chance where you can actually take on Kansas City, I think this week might be it. So, I actually don't mind Philadelphia this week. And Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they're extremely lucky not to be 0-3 at the moment. And look, I think at the moment they're really they're relying on reputations too much rather than actually getting the job done. But no, actually, I don't mind the Eagles in this game.
Yeah, I agree, Corey. I think it's a clean sweep. I think at the +7.5 for the home team, I think it's a good spot. So I think it's a good solid bet there. Next match, Baltimore travel to Denver. We've got a close betting match here. Denver's -1 at the line and a lowish total here of 44 flat. Top Rope, looking forward to this one. They've only lost 1 game between them out of the 6. Can Teddy Bridgewater and the number 1 defense of Denver go to 4-0 here?
Look, real hard game to assess this one. Haven't loved looking at this game. Natural inclination has been to side with Baltimore. Very keen on Baltimore. I think the best team in the AFC pre-season. They haven't really shown what they're pretty poor last week against Detroit. Don't want to be thrown off too much by that. But Teddy B, 38-13-1 against the spread as a starter. Makes it hard to ignore. Baltimore, they've covered 7 of their last 9 as a road dog. So, look, I'm going to lean towards the plus here. Baltimore on the plus, but the strongest play in this one is the under. Denver are a huge under team. They're 36-16 under as a favourite, 13-3 under off 11-15 off fewer, 19-6 under off a win. Baltimore, they've gone under in 7 of the last 9 road games. So lean towards the under at 44. Was it 44? 45?
Yeah, 44 flat. Yep. Okay, strong play there for the under for Top Rope. That's a good lead in. Paige taking over the rest of the games here. How do you see this game playing out?
Yeah, look, I'm leaning towards the Ravens here, Marco. I think, as Top Rope said, Teddy Bridgewater, he's playing faultless football there at QB1 for Denver. I really like what they've brought to the table this year. Probably perhaps a little bit underrated coming into the season. Certainly starting to gain some respect now from punters, but he's got the 3rd highest QBR rating in the NFL. And on top of that, his stocks will absolutely soar if he can drag the Broncos to 4-0 this week. But I'm going to lean with the Ravens on this one.
Okay, a bit of a split decision there from the two panellists. Okay, looking forward to this game coming up. We've got Pittsburgh travelling to Green Bay. Green Bay are pretty strong favourites in this top rope, -6.5 the line. A low range total here of 45.5. Two teams heading in different directions here, top rope. I reckon G-Bay, after an ordinary week one, very good win over the 49ers, and Pittsburgh, to me, they're a very boring side to watch. I think G-Bay might have too much power for them here. How do you see this?
One of the great spots for me here, Pittsburgh as an underdog. I'll be taking the plus here with a great deal of confidence. Covered 26 of their last 34 as a dog. When they've been an underdog of no more than 7 points. Tomlin is 32-24 straight out, which is quite an incredible number, plus 41.5% ROI. Covered 8 of their last 10 off a double-digit home loss. Look, there's no knocking Green Bay. Rodgers is wonderful at home, but this is just a great spot for the Steelers. I'll be taking the 6.5 and praying to my deity of choice, as you should to your deity of choice, that this number gets to 7.
Okay, fair enough. So it might be a sit and wait, hope for the 7 there before following in top rope. Paige, are you a believer in Green Bay, or are you going to stick with top rope side Pittsburgh here?
Look, there's cases for and against both sides, but I'm really worried about the Steelers here in this matchup. And that's because Big Ben looks to have copped the brunt of a pretty harsh week, and there's been calls now to bench him going into this game. So there's a bit going on there at Pittsburgh. Look, two future Hall of Famers going head-to-head. These two teams haven't really played each other very often. You'd have to go back to 1995. There's been 5 or 6 games played between both of these teams, and they've played once in the Super Bowl and then a 2009 regular season shootout at Heinz Field. So there's really not a lot to go off in terms of comparing these two teams, particularly from a punting point of view. And again, look, you'd have to go with the Packers here if you're looking purely at a head-to-head. I just think that the last 2 games have been really strong, and you can't write off what they did to the 49ers at Levi Stadium. That was a pretty hostile environment. But, look, I'm definitely going to take the Packers in this one, but there's so much value to have in Pittsburgh. It really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if the Steelers got up here and sort of surprised a few and made a statement.
Jeez. Sounds like Paige has got some splinters there, top rope. She couldn't get over the fence, got stuck on it there, I think. So,
well and truly.
Lucky there can't be a tie in this game. Okay, on to the next match now. We've got Tampa Bay. This is the big one for Brady's homecoming here. Top rope, we've got the defending champs, the Bucks. They travel to New England, and they're strong favourites here at the moment, -6.5 line. A mid-range total here of 49 flat. Both coming off losses. As we said, Brady returns home. Tampa Bay got the second best offense, and New England the 5th best defense. How do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, 6.5, 7 here, pretty keen number. There is some 7 about, so I'm going to go with the Patriots at the number. Home underdog 7+, 38-21 against the spread last 25 years. Belichick against non-division teams, plus 22.5%, covered 9 of 11 as a home dog. 11 of the last 16 as a dog. There is absolutely no doubt he has been preparing for this game for the entire season, probably before the schedule came out. So he's been waiting for this moment. Look, Brady will be the same. Yeah. I love the Pats spot here, plus 6.5. I'm hoping that Josh McDaniel's poor play calling over the early part of the season has very much been a result of we're not going to show anyone anything, put anything on tape until we get to go and smack Tom Brady around. So, I think the playbook opens up here. I think the Pats are a great bet.
Okay, very good. Top rope going with the Pats. Paige, with Tom Brady or with Coach Belichick in this one?
Look, you have to take Tom Brady. I'm sorry, Marco, but the Pats, this is, on top of all of this, there's a storyline in a storyline, and that is that, Brady obviously back to Foxborough for the first time, but he's going to surpass the all-time passing record as well in this game. All he's got to do is get through the first quarter, you'd imagine, and that's it. So for me, it's going to be the Pats, and pretty comfortably on this one.
Right. Okay. Very good. All right. Their Monday night football or our Tuesday morning football. This one is a cracker. We've got the Raiders traveling to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. The Chargers at the moment, -3.5 point favourite. We've got a highish total here of 52.5. This will be on live on ESPN at 11:15. Top rope. We've got a divisional matchup here. How do you see this one playing out?
There is nothing I love more in this entire world than a Monday night football game with a big angle to get out for the weekend on. Wow, and we've got one here. The Las Vegas Raiders +3.5. Huge angle here. Week 1 to 4, divisional dogs who missed the playoffs last year, 29-11 against the spread. Divisional road dogs have a great record in the first 3 quarters of the season. They've covered 5 of their last 6 as a dog, the Raiders, 6 of their last 8 against the division. Chargers, 16-38 against the number at home. Covered just 3 of the last 14 as a home favourite. The Raiders have covered 9 of the last 12 when on the road to the Chargers. The dog in this matchup covered 18-24. Give me the Raiders, and give me the Raiders by plenty.
Geez, Top Rope's up and about. Unfortunately, we've got to wait until the Tuesday morning to pick up that cash. I'm not sure about Top Rope playing from behind. That doesn't happen too often. He'll be playing in front. He'll be pushing chips all in. Paige, how do you see this? You with or against the great man Top Rope?
Yeah, I'm with him here. I really have enjoyed what the Raiders have brought to the table so far in the season. Derek Carr is in just fantastic form at QB. There's been so many haters and doubters on him, and I just think it's been unwarranted. He literally dragged the Raiders across the line against the Dolphins last week. And for those that were watching, to be 14 down and then reel off the next 25 points, 26 of 43 and 386 yards and 2 touchdowns, a massive stat line. He is in some incredible form, I think, Derek Carr. And what I love and what I must stress about the Raiders, they have got basically double digits in terms of targets that they can give the ball to. They are robust. They are dynamic. They have got options. We have really underrated their offense, I think, severely. And they're starting to show, well, hey, you can get us here, but others are going to pop up over here. So for me, I'm absolutely backing in Top Rope here. I'm fully on board the Raiders, and I think they're going to make a big statement against the Chargers this week. And anyone that's going to maybe put their nose up at them, I worry for you, because this is a good one. This is a very good line to take. Raiders on the road against the Chargers. It's big ramifications, 4-0, massive statement all over the Raiders.
All right, like it. If you like what you hear and you want to get full details of Top Rope's information, you can head to littlebirdie.pod.com, look at the Little Birdie shop, look up To The House. For $22 a week, you can get the full rundown of week 4 and going forward. You can get the season for a tick over $300 at the moment. If you're serious about your NFL punting, make sure you have To The House. Okay, a quick look at TopSport Super Bowl prices here. Top Rope, I'll bring you in for a few comments. We've got now $6.50 the field with the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Chiefs at $7. The Rams continuing to firm at $8.75. My early tip, the Bills at $9.75. They're ticking along nicely, as the Packers at $11. Your Ravens, Top Rope, at $13. And then we're out to the Browns and the Pages 49ers at $13. What are your thoughts here on a wide open field?
Yeah, one early season mantra you want to follow this is not to start backing winning teams for the Super Bowl this early part of the season. So if I was jumping anyone after last week, I'd be jumping on the Niners at $13 again, doubling down. I thought they were impressive enough against the Packers. Of course, got the L knocked up against them there. Obviously, the Rams have probably been the team that's jumped out at me as being super, super impressive. But look, not taking 1 or 2 weeks to the bank and going on. There's a lot can happen between now and the Super Bowl, so I'll be looking at that and looking at kind of the next page and beyond, to be honest, as to looking for value in the Super Bowl.
Okay, plenty of options there and a wide open field, so you'll get plenty of value for your bets if you want to get to topsport.com.au for all your future action. Okay, time for our $100 wagers for Corey's Walk With Me online. He does great work there in the mental health space, and we're trying to raise money. So any money raised for us throughout the year will be donated to his platform. So we've got 4 bets here. As you can see from week 3 results, as Top Rope likes to describe it, the peloton's pulling away from the muck. We've got 3-0 starts here from Top Rope and Corey McKernan. Unfortunately, Paige and I both missed on the weekend, and we've slipped back to 1 and 2. So we will, that being said, we'll get on to week 4's predictions. So Top Rope, what have you got for us this week? 3-0 has been a great start for you. Can you make it 4?
Yeah, a lot of great bets this week. I actually had trouble kind of sorting through probably 3 or 4 of them. But I'm going to go with the Raiders for the plus. Just a lot going right for them there. A lot coming together for that plus 3.5 there. So I'll be on the Raiders. Yeah.
Okay, wait for the last game of the week there for Top Rope. Paige, how do you see your best?
Yeah, just really like the Buccaneers this week and the Brady factor. I'm going the Bucks at the minus 5.5 here.
Oh, the Brady fan at home. Interesting bet there. For Corey, he's going to choose Green Bay minus 7 flat against Pittsburgh this week. And myself, I'm taking Tennessee minus 7.5. So if you want to follow those tips, maybe more Top Rope at the moment. And Corey, they're 3-0. Good luck with those bets.
Boys, we've got some Superbowl Party tickets to give away to our end of season party for the podcast here at Little Birdie TV and Third and Long. Congratulations to Scott Weaver, who's got himself a ticket for him and a mate to join us at the end of season Superbowl Party. He got the closest margin between Carolina and Houston in week 3. And coming up in week 4, Thursday night on Twitter, simply reply to our tweet asking who will win between Jacksonville and Cincinnati. Give us your scoreline, and the closest to the marker is going to win a ticket for themselves and a mate to come and party with myself, Mark Goodwill, and Corey McKernan at our exclusive end-of-year Super Bowl party. We're looking forward to having you there, so make sure you tune in, you give us your tip, and we'll see you next week for the winner.
Thanks, Paige. Well, hope you enjoyed the show, and thanks to the Third and Long crew. Follow us on YouTube or find us in the Apple Store, on Spotify, SoundCloud, or wherever you listen to your podcast. And on socials, follow us at Little Birdie TV on Twitter and Instagram. Remember, all your NFL action can be found at topsport.com.au. Invest wisely, punters, and enjoy week 4.